Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of Daily Stock, we are going to talk about the quarterly report for the AMD, which is positioning itself as a competitor. Of course, it's a bit of a distant competitor at the moment, but nonetheless, it is emerging as a promising bet in the evolving AI era. The Nvidia has been the winner of it all, and other chip makers. The semiconductor industry is seeing these developments where the likes of AMD, Intel are also trying to get the foothold. Of course, Intel hasn't been able to deliver anything which is going to enhance its earnings, its prestige in the AI sector so far, but AMD is increasingly looking promising in this environment, and I feel even though these are early days, but we can still bet it on it. And in the com- coming quarters, we are likely to see its revenue also getting a bump as it is introducing these processors, microprocessors, which are going to be helpful in the data centers as well as in personal PCs. Let us look at its quarterly earnings, the first quarter report we have with us. First, we will consider the statement of income. The condensed consolidated financial statement is here. If you look at the revenues haven't changed much year over year. There has been increase of around 2 percentage point, which is not much. And out of that, there was gross profit of 2.56 billion, which is an increase of 7 to 8 percentage point. If you look at these comparative numbers, the increase in the net revenues and the increase in the gross profit, you can see that the improvement in the efficiency has contributed to these better margins this time around. The company is trying to improve the way it works, way it operates its businesses, and as a result of that, the cost of sale is slightly lower. There is not much of an increase, even though there has been increase in the revenue and amortization acquisition related intangibles have also cost company less this time around in comparison to last year. Then there is expense for research and development, which is slightly higher, and other items are also seeing growth in expense. All these factors taken together have contributed to the net income of US dollar 123 million. If you look at the companies of similar market capitalization, you will see that most of these companies are earning in billions, but AMD is still not there yet. But even if it is not earning below above $1 billion, it is still a promising bet, and it commands the market capitalization to that effect because most players, the investors, the market participants are looking to the future, and I feel that is where the revenue growth is likely to happen. Of course, this second half of the ongoing fiscal year is going to be crucial, and we will see if it is able to deliver or not. If we consider its forward guidance for the second quarter, it is expecting the revenues to rise to $5.7 billion, which is going to be growth of around 4 percentage point. And if it is going to expect this kind of growth in a quarter sequentially, that is quite good because if you consider the past performance, its revenues have been more or less on similar footing. There has not been much of an increase. But now, in the upcoming quarters, it is expecting its revenues to pick up, and that is where the perception change is likely to unfold. Let us now shift to the cash flow statement to see how it generated cash and where it was utilized. From the operations, it brought in $521 million, which is slightly higher in comparison to 486 million it generated from operations a year back. For the investment activity, it used 135 million. There was major expense for purchase of property and equipment, and short-term investment also took away 433 million. Then we also have the investment incoming, that is proceeds from maturity of short-term investment, which compensated the newer increase in the purchase of short-term investment. For the financing activity, it spent $129 million. Overall, there was cash inflow, that is increase in its cash pile by $257 million. That has took its cash and cash equivalents at the end of the period above $4 billion. Now its cash and cash equivalents stand at $4.19 billion, which is quite a good amount to meet any exigency or any new requirement which might come its way. Now we will turn our gaze to the technical side of the story. This is the AMD chart with each candle period defined as daily. Let us start with the short-term view first. Each candle period is set at hourly. In the last couple of sessions, it has hovered close to this 175, 160 price point, and after this prolonged consolidation of couple of weeks, starting from first week of June to the first half of July, we are finally seeing these spurt in the price, which has added around 20 percentage point to its valuations. It has gone straight from 155 to 185, and it is sitting at the very top of its near-term price range. And if your view is just for a couple of sessions ahead, then it is going to be a difficult call to make whether to go long at the current price point or to wait. Of course, going long is going to be the preference at this juncture because we have the formation of higher highs and higher lows. So that opens up the possibility of going long, but then you also have to consider the risk reward ratio, which is not really looking that promising. And I would say adopting a wait and watch approach and allowing it to consolidate in this new price range, if it is able to hold 175 180 price for the next couple of sessions, if it consolidates, and after that, as and when we see any upward momentum generating in the stock, we can get involved for the new rally. Expanding the time horizon to medium term, I have used this candle period of day for each candle. After having seen its peak in the March 2024, it went into a corrective phase which resulted in loss of lot of market capitalization. But on the lower side, closer to 140, 150 price band, it found support, and finally we are seeing spurt in its price on the higher side after these last couple of months were spent hovering closer to 150. We have already seen addition of 20 percentage point to that price, and it looks like that it is likely to continue to rise at least toward this prior swing high, if not more. Of course, it can also rise beyond that, and it has enhanced its forward guidance for the upcoming quarters as well. So those are also positives which we will have to take into account while making any investment decision. Given its current price formation of higher highs and higher lows, I feel the price to pay attention to over next few weeks is going to be closer to 150. As long as it holds above that, we can feel fairly confident about taking a new trade in the bullish momentum. We can hope for this bullish momentum to last at least over next couple of weeks, and if there is some correction and then consolidation while holding above this immediate swing high, I would say that is going to be a promising price point to get involved for the new rally in the AMD in medium term. Now let us expand our time horizon further to weekly. In the weekly time frame, we have this rally starting back in first quarter of 2023. From there on, we have seen this continued increase in the valuations of AMD. After this correction and consolidation over last few weeks, we are again seeing this renewed buying momentum in the AMD, and I feel this momentum is likely to last at least over next couple of weeks to couple of months. And here also, as was the case in the short term to medium term, we will do well to stay on the bullish side. The only thing which we have to consider is going to be the risk reward ratio, because we can always go wrong. Our anticipation might not really turn out the way we are wishing it to, and that opens up the possibility of loss. And keeping that in mind, we always have to consider the possible risk which we are taking, and I would say that immediate price low of around 140 is going to be crucial marker over next few weeks, next few months. And if it is able to provide support in next decline, then I would be far more confident about taking a trade in the long-term investment of putting the money in AMD and forgetting it for a while. But before that, it's too early to say, and I would say adopt a wait and watch approach over next few weeks, next few months, and if there is further correction and consolidation while getting support closer to these 140 price point, we would be in a better position. So that is my take looking at the current price fluctuations on the AMD, which is bullish, which is looking promising. Its fundamentals as well as technicals are pointing to the growth, because the business environment has now turned favorable, and the AMD is also positioning itself to take advantage of the situation. So in this scenario, we can bet on the AMD to deliver us growth, to deliver increase in its valuation, which is of course going to profit for us as well if we bet on its growth and put, that is, invest money in its stock, or simply go for a long trade in the derivatives market. That's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback, and I will be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you next time around. Till then, goodbye.